Let's go.
If you live in the city, a folding electric bike is one of the smartest ways to get around. And there is one in particular that, despite its premium cost, has proven to be incredibly popular. But there is a new folding bike in town. It is under £1,000. It's super lightweight, it looks great, and it is here to take on the Brompton. This is the Engwe Zip. The idea behind the Engwe Zip is pretty simple. It's designed to be an ultra-portable electric commuter bike for city living. It weighs just 16.9 kilograms, which is pretty light for an e-bike, and it has a triple fold design. Folded down, it's about suitcase size, so it's designed to fit in places where normal bikes just wouldn't work. Under desks, in apartments, on public transport, or even in a car boot. So today I'm going to be putting the Engwe Zip through its paces with a real-world city commuter test in the heart of the financial district, Canary Wharf. I mean, where else? I'm all suited and booted today, guys. I'm going to be doing 5 different tests. We're going to be doing the fold test, the stairs test, the coffee run test, the ride test, and of course the multimodal commuting test. We've got to get this thing on a train, right? So let's see how it all plays out. And if you want to stay up to date with the latest e-bike news and reviews, then hit subscribe so you don't miss another video. We also have a website, electroheads.com, that is full of helpful guides to help you find the best e-ride for your needs. First up, let's see how easy it is to fold this. Now, there are a few steps involved with quite a neat trick with the pedals actually. So all you need to do is pop off the pedals and they go into these little slots at the back with the rear wheel. And I think that's really clever because it means that you have nothing sticking out to really reduce the size. Okay, next up, there's also this cool little feature. So you release this bar, that pops up, again, making it a little bit more compact. Get rid of the kickstand, close that up. I'm gonna unfold it. It's a little bit stiff because it's brand new, so it just needs to be used a bit more. Wheel comes towards us that way. Release that, pop that down. Where are the wheels? There we go, wheels are there. And that's done. I mean, that didn't take me too long. There are a few steps, but look how compact it is. Okay, let's try the Brompton now. So I think the Brompton is definitely the quicker of the fold between the two, but don't you think the Zip is a little bit smaller and more compact than the Brompton? Let me know what you think down in the comments. One of the disadvantages about having an electric bike is generally they can be a little bit heavy, a little bit cumbersome, but this one weighs in at just 16.9 kilograms, so it should make it manageable upstairs. Should we see how we get on? Whilst I show you the Zip's portability, let's do a side-by-side with the Brompton. With the Max Switch Kit version, this adds on just over a kilogram more and is definitely lighter of the two, but not by much. Both have got a heavier front due to the battery placement, but the Zip feels more balanced than the Switch as the motor is at the back, evening out the weight. This Brompton, like a lot of other electric Bromptons, has the motor in the front. Granted, it isn't the lightest folding electric bike on the market, but at 16.9 kilograms, I still feel quite nimble with it. I was able to take up the stairs really easily. I could definitely feel confident taking this up and down in really busy commuter areas like the train station. If you do want to find out some more information on carbon fiber folding electric bikes, then I have a whole video on that, so click the link above. But now we need to do our next commuter test, which is of course the coffee run. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more stories like this where bikes, technology and people come together to solve real problems, hit like, subscribe and join the adventure. One of the underrated advantages of folding bikes is that instead of locking them outside, you can just bring them in with you. That's time saved on finding an available bike stand and hunting for your lock deep in your bag, which I always end up doing. I can wheel the bike in folded down and take up minimal room thanks to its small dimensions. And whilst I chill and have my coffee, I can also be using the battery pack to charge up my phone or even my laptop. I like how the battery bag looks. I actually really don't like the look of electric Brompton's front bags. This feels much more low-key, and as the charger is so small, I actually carry it in there as well. Okay, I'm all caffeined up. Now it's time to move on to the ride quality. Out on the road, the biggest difference between these two is how the power is delivered. The Engwe Zip uses a rear hub motor, so it pushes you from behind, which just feels a lot more natural when you're riding. Whereas the Brompton with the switch kit has a front motor, so it's more of a pulling sensation. And interestingly, many Brompton electrics use a front motor too, unless you go for their newer, much more expensive models. I rode the G-Line electric not long ago, and that bike has a boost button as the electric assist doesn't kick in as quick as you would want it at the traffic lights. Whereas the Engwe Zip, it instantly kicks in. I can see where they get the name. I just can't believe how well it functions for such a low-cost e-ride. The Zip also comes with a suspension seat post, which helps take the edge off rough city roads, something you don't get on the Brompton. And those wider 16 by 1.95 inch tyres give you a bit more stability and comfort compared to the Brompton's narrow setup, which can feel more skittish and stiffer on potholed roads. You've also got hydraulic disc brakes here, which gives you more confident stopping power, especially in wet conditions. Then there's the drivetrain. The Zip uses a Shimano 7-speed system, which gives you a bit more flexibility for city riding compared to this Brompton's 6-speed. I find riding at top speed, Gear 7 is a really nice level of tension, so no ghost pedaling. All of that comes together to give you a ride that just feels a bit smoother and more planted, especially on uneven urban surfaces, and it's built to handle riding in all weather. As a 5'10" gal with long legs, I would have liked to have had some more height on the seat post with the Zip, but the ergonomic handlebars really do make a hell of a difference with how comfortable it feels. In terms of range, you're looking at up to around 30 miles on a single charge with the Zip, and the battery even doubles up as a power bank for your devices, whereas the Switch setup is closer to around 18 miles with their max battery. It's moments like this where electric bikes really make sense. They can help you to go further, to do more. So if that's something that sounds of interest to you and you're a little bit more curious about electric bikes, or maybe you're a big old e-bike geek, then you should absolutely hit subscribe to the channel, because we make electric bike content, news and reviews every single week, so you can stay up to date with the latest. And finally, the multimodal test. This is where a folding bike comes into its own, combining cycling with public transport. Different railways have different rules, but generally speaking, folding electric bikes are permitted on most trains. This means you can take the bike with you and complete your last mile or 5 on the other side. Because it folds down so compact, it's basically treated like luggage, which makes getting through stations like this way less stressful. And this is where the weight really matters as well. At 16.9 kilograms, it's not feather light, but it's manageable enough to carry when you need to. Once you're on, it just tucks in next to you without taking up loads of space, which is exactly what you want during a busy commute. This is where the Brompton really comes into its own, because it's compact, it's able to fold up quickly and easily, but the Engwe Zip is doing a very good job at it too. And remember, it is at a fraction of the price, and it's really versatile. You're able to go from riding on the roads to folding it up quickly, rolling it on and getting onto a little tiny carriage like this. If you're liking what you're seeing, you can get in there early for the launch price of just £899, down from £1,099. This is a limited time offer running from April 15th to April 28th. In total, customers get £457 in savings, and that includes £200 off plus some free gifts worth £108. And on top of that, there's also an Engwe 12th anniversary gift box worth £149 included. Definitely a great value for a limited time. Well, I mean, this bike just screams accessibility, doesn't it? Not only has it done really well on all of the tests today, but also it's at a really great price tag. Sure, Brompton are a wonderful option if you want to be getting that compact, lightweight bike, but it's a lot of money. I mean, even the electric conversion kits like the one we tried today with the Switch, sure, it's at a lower cost, but you're still having to make that conversion. You're still having to change up your original bike. It's not an electric bike built from the ground up, and that's where you do get some discrepancies. Even the electric Bromptons, for example, I mean, there's still some areas that I would improve. The Engwe Zip, when you push down on the pedal, the assist just pushes you along straight away. I did find with the electric Bromptons, I did try the G-Line electric, it took a bit of a pedal to get it up to the right speed. So in terms of power and capability, for quite an affordable electric bike, I think this does fantastically, even maybe a little bit better than the Brompton in some cases. And I think even the bag at the front here looks a bit better than the electric Bromptons. But anyway, I would love to hear your thoughts, guys, because I'm genuinely impressed by this bike. I'm not just saying that. Genuinely impressed, and I know you Brompton lovers out there are going to be like, how dare you curse the name of the Brompton. It's okay, look, sometimes there are going to be competitors that come along and there are some promising points to this bike, Let me know down in the comments your thoughts. If you have enjoyed this video, you found it useful, hit that like button and also subscribe if you haven't already, because if you've made it this far, you are definitely an Electrohead, and I'll see you for the next one.